Good morning, everyone. Hope all things are well. Gotta make sure my speakers are working. Yes, they are. Awesome. I'm gonna change the Alright, this is good. Alright. Hi all, hope all things are well. Alright, so I'm gonna begin the morning now. So, what I'm actually doing today is I'm actually going to be spending time building a 3D version of this on Blender, and then building a navigation system out for this game. So the idea of this, the prototype I'm working at is how to make this kind of a game that's like kind of like mini Animal Crossing, where it's kind of like exploratory and choose your own adventure game. But I'm just starting with the bare basics and making it focusing on navigation versus letting the game mechanics come over time based on my skill level. So this is like hope this is good. Okay, great, awesome. So I'm gonna talk about why I'm doing this. Why I'm doing more of these live streams. So the first thing for me is that I think that these last few weeks with COVID-19 really kind of disrupted a lot of my original plans of what I wanted to focus on, or like what my workflow. And I think it's challenging for me because I need a way to keep myself accountable, I think. Because the thing is that I've been looking at my career goals again, and one of the things I want to get better is focusing on more Unity development. Because part of the reason why is that, you know, my contract work, I've done artwork. I wanted to do more development work because I feel that, especially since I'm in my 30s, I think that doing a lot more Unity development work, especially in terms of building more career stability, and big tech companies are actually going to be investing more in that in the next few years, especially since a lot of the next social networks are not going to be like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. They're going to be more like games, like Fortnite. So I think that I want to get better at that type of workflow. So what's very demanding, it's a very demanding workflow. It's demanding in the sense that, like, there's a lot of work that I had to put into make this successful, and there's a lot of struggle that goes into this process too. So for me, I think that live streaming helps keep me accountable, because it says puts me in a position that says, hey, there's an audience that's watching. They're rooting for you. They've had similar struggles. You know, at the end of the day, like, it's something that I want to put more time into. I want to get better at, right? And another thing why is that I feel like in terms of narrative storytelling, I've actually debated about this myself, because if you look at my Instagram account, I have a lot of illustrations and animations. Mostly illustrations. I realized that for engagement, you know, Instagram itself, this is my own opinion, I think illustrations will still have a place in society. They're going to still be more relevant, especially if you're looking at graphic novels. But I think if you're in a very video-based economy, there's going to be more of an expectation for the audience to want instant engagement. Now, that does not mean dopamine, but it also means that you have to understand sort of how your audience consumes your art. And I think that gameplay is something that will become very... Is the way I look at gameplay is that I see it as something that's still very how do I say it? I think gameplay is one of the most fastest way to build engagement because it's very real time and lowbrow and authentic. And I hate using that word because it sounds very overused, but I think it is what it is, right? And I think that narrative storytelling, I think in terms of games, is usually I've looked at a lot of how I've learned things. And I think games usually have made it easier for me to learn to remember or retain important concepts a lot faster than, let's say, books. And I think books are still relevant, don't get me wrong. I think we should focus on that. But I feel that if we're talking about engagement and challenges and all those things, games are sort of where I feel like I like to put more time in. I think that the way that a lot of marketers use books to write, to promote the work, even if the profit margins are thin, books are sort of a way to promote one's brand. I think games are indie game development is going to be kind of like that, where it's statistically speaking, like this is not the only thing that I do. Like game development is not the only thing I focus on, right? It's one of the avenues that allows me to tell stories. But the same way is that indie game development is a way to showcase a lot of your storytelling abilities. It's equivalent of a marketer writing a book. I think that's going to be more relevant because there's a really good article from Matthew Ball, who used to be the head of strategy at Amazon Studios, and he said this clearly that in 2010 it was people wanted to create an app, but in 2020 the new thing is people want to create a world, virtual world where they want to hang out with their friends, so like Fortnite. So I think that theme is going to become more relevant, and I feel that for the past 6 years I really wanted to do a lot of animated content, immersive media, or all those things, and those worlds are becoming to merge together. I think the timing is really correct. So with that being said, I'm gonna start this process right now, and I'm gonna work on kind of creating like a procedural yurt, that one can navigate. And I'm debating between using Pro Builder or Blender for this because I think Blender has more advanced tools and the user interface is easy to make. So I think the reason why I would use Pro Builder is that Pro Builder allows me to manipulate the 3D asset in real time in case I'm not a fan of the game mechanics. But the downside of using Pro Builder is that the downside of using Pro Builder is that like it's very. I feel like there's more ability to flex your asset development process in real time on the spot. Like if I'm coding and I'm inside the game, there's no need to say, hey, 1 second, I'm actually gonna get rid of this camera because shoot. Oh, well, it looks like it's still loading. Oh, here it is. Cool. That just was killing memory. The downside for Pro Builder is that if in case I don't like the 3D asset, I have to go back, go to Blender, change the asset in real time, blah blah blah. Oh crap, I messed with UV texture. I can't do all those things. There's a sort of a loss of momentum that comes with using Blender. So I'm just trying to assess what works in the situation, because I want to be able to recreate this yurt, but I also want to be able to do a test in real time. I wonder if I answer my own question. I'm still thinking about this. So this is a tricky answer for a question for me to consider. I think for the sake of prototyping, this first stage, I'm going to use Pro Builder. And then if I like the Pro Builder asset, I'm going to see if I can import that into Blender and make the changes I needed to make it more modified. Because right now, the goal is to optimize for playability right now. So I'm gonna use Pro Builder to prototype this yurt, and then if I'm gonna do stuff like design these custom assets, I'll just use Blender. So I'm gonna use a hybrid approach. I should have Pro Builder imported here. Let me just a sec. Oh, I don't. So while I'm importing this, yeah, I'm gonna do the in-scene level design. That's something that I'm gonna focus on. It's really hot today. So I'm gonna compress this video at some point to make it like a vlog because I want to be more open with my my video logging process, right? So just got my Pro Builder set up. Now I'm gonna create this yurt. Yeah, this is for the in-level design. So I'm gonna make a yurt. Okay. So right here, so I was gonna say this is sort of like a concept art that I did in Quill, and you know when I first got interested in immersive media, I started with illustration and kind of ventured into VR art, and I'm focusing on development. So this is kind of like concept art, and I feel like I like using Quill to do conceptual drawings that I can use to define the building that asset I want to create, right? I think this is a very good benchmark that I use. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to use this to define the curves of this yurt. Oh, there's a grid here. Oopsie. I'm gonna change the light on this thing actually. It's too dark. Directional light. There we go. I couldn't see anything, so I try to create like a hexagon here. I really like using this because you actually have the meters in real time in Unity Eater, so it keeps everything consistent. I think I might go into a commentary of why I'm doing a lot more 3D stuff versus illustration. I think the workflows. I think I'm used to be very obsessed with just doing everything with quill and painting, but I now realize it becomes problematic right now. I'm trying to see what works. Because a lot of these painted assets, the problem you bump into is that the triangle count is very huge. So a lot of these things that I want to use are not very workable. Also the planes, there's a lot of things to consider, like this plane is not very flat, and I have to adjust for that. So I think there's a lot of like workflow issues that I have to overcome. Yeah, so I think because the scale of what you create in Quill is very different from what it's in Unity, I'd rather work in Unity units. So I think the big reason why I think I've shifted toward 3D tools that are industry standard, because it helps make the workflow consistent across industry standards. Because I think with Quill, it's a very powerful tool, but it's not industry standard because of we're still dealing with platform inconsistency. So this is something that I'm this is something that I'm trying to address. So the industry compatibility is something that I really am going to focus more on, I think. Select loop. Select loop. So I'm making a yurt for those who are just coming in right now, and I'm trying to imitate this for the sake of compatibility, lighting, rendering, all those things. And I'm a lot more sensitive to that now that I'm really trying to push for my get better at authoring tools and content creation, right? And I think Quill is something I'm going to still use, but for concept creation. It's sort of like concept art or storyboarding. That's the tool that I'm going to primarily use. Try to stay consistent with this thing. Yeah, if you look at my technique, I'm a lot more precise with units now because I want to preserve scale. I want to make sure that from a level design perspective, the code is very consistent with movement. So as you can see, I've kind of really my mindset has shifted now from a very primarily illustration mindset to a very game design oriented mindset now. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I won. It's 15.
Trees and flowers lose their colors. Could I see them back before? Sky gray, sky gray, oh sky gray on my mind. Sky gray, sky gray, oh sky gray on my mind. Would be better if it rains. Nothing comes down to much else. If I hear some raindrops, I could cry. Hard to tell the time I'm living. Doesn't matter anyway. Now humming in the hazy room, I might cry. Birds are gone now. Without goodbyes, could I see them back before? Sky gray, sky gray, sky gray on my mind. Sky gray, sky gray, sky gray on my mind. Am I dreaming, feel like drowning, deep? Oh, is there a God hearing me? Take me home. Am I breathing, feel like losing all senses? If you care just a little, bring me home. Am I dreaming, feel like drowning, deep? Oh, is there a God hearing me? Take me home. Sky gray, oh sky gray, sky gray on my mind. Sky gray, oh sky gray, oh sky gray on my mind. Am I dreaming, feel like drowning, deep? Oh, is there a God hearing me? Take me home. Am I breathing, feel like losing all senses? If you care just a little.
I'm trying to do 20 units here on the hexagon. No, or octagon. I'm sorry, octagon.
자꾸 어린 애가 돼. 내게 안겨 있을 때면 왠지 모를 심술이 나. 느끼고 싶지 않은 마음. Baby, give me love, 날 더 사랑해줘. Cause I'm so insecure. Just give me love, 내게는 어른인 척해도 아직 서툴러. When it comes to love, 맘이 널 더 원할수록. If you just give me some time, 내 곁에 있어준다면 알게 될지도 몰라. How to love you. How to love, how to love. 다시 어린 애가 돼.
Alright, I'm gonna count this. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this should be like right here. Oops.
when it comes to love. If you just give me some time, 내 곁에 있어준다면 알게 될지도 몰라 how to love you. 어색해 사랑하는 느낌 난 전부 자연스러운데 난 겪어내 I think I'm in love. 그래도 조금만 더 내 곁에 있어준다면 알지도 몰라 how to love you.
Yeah, this is 20. Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna stick with this. So this is
For the first time in my 29 Daddy sent me a letter. Never knew how right his handwriting was. I guess I should have known better. That's why mine is so ugly too. That's why mine is so ugly too. For the first time in my 29 years, Daddy wrote me a letter. How's your mom? How's your sis? I really miss you, but you better not come here. I'm sorry, but don't you worry, 'cause I'm praying for your health and future. Oh dear, sweetheart, things have gone a little south. My girl, need your help. Could you bail me out? Life sucks for everybody. Life sucks for everybody. I'm just surviving every day. Right at the edge of losing my mind. Life sucks for everybody. Just let me find peace of mind. If only I could go back and tell myself, don't you trust me already hurt you. When you cried on your knees, showing some regret. Wish I could have known better. People don't change so easily. People can change that easily. If only you meant all you told me that night. Guess I better be myself. How's your night? How's your sleep? Have you ever woken up by your conscience? Well, I'm sorry, I got no worries. All I have are F and disgrace. One time you said, must obey or be cursed. You're right, I am cursed. It's running your blood in my veins. Life sucks for everybody. No need to. Life sucks for everybody. I'm just surviving every day. Right at the edge of losing my mind. Life sucks for everybody. Just let me find yourself, my. I'ma pull the trigger, you know. I'ma do it for kids, you know. I'ma pull the trigger, both of us. I'ma do it for you, see. I'ma pull the trigger. I'ma do it for good, you know. Pull the trigger. Do it for.
1 second. I'm gonna take a quick minute break.
너와 입술이 될 때부터 모든 게 달라질 줄 알았는데 별거 없어. 넌 다른 게 없어. 너와 보내는 주말밤이 아주 달콤할 거라 믿었는데 별거 없어. 넌 다른 게 없어. 소리만 넘쳐
There we go.
알면 알수록 모르겠어 맘이 왜 자꾸 외로워지는지 텅빈 방 안에 혼자 갇혀버린 것 같아 나는 타는 대로 원해 언제 널 떠나버릴지 몰라 네 맘은 도대체 내가 얼마나 널 사랑하는데 이렇게 답답한 기분은 뭔데 I don't wanna talk about it 말하지 않아도 모두 다 알아봐주길 아 이건 내 그저 가벼운 바람일 뿐이 귓가엔 그저 스치는 바람일 뿐 귀찮다는 듯 얼굴 고기야 뭐든 대충대충 당연하던 듯 너는 우겨다면 더 잘해줄게 응 다음이 어딨어 내 이번 기회 떠나 그저 너 아직도 너 정신 못 차리면 되기 직전에 나를 타는 대로 원해 언제 널 떠나버릴지 네 맘은 도대체 내가 얼마나 널 사랑하는데 이렇게 답답한 기분은 뭔데 네 맘은 도대체 내가 얼마나 널 사랑하는데 이렇게 답답한 기분은 뭔데 터지는 빗방울에 놀라 그대는 이를 피하죠 외면하지 마 You cause the rain 내 맘을 모른 척 그댄 내 눈물을 차갑게 피하죠 Don't break my heart 들어줘 my raindrops 구름에 가려져 있었음에 또 아침이 오는 것처럼 의미 없는 기대뿐인 거야 단 하루도 버틸 수 없을 만큼 턱 밑까지 가득 고인 입이 없이 입술 틈새를 비집고 끝없이 쏟아져 내려 터지는 빗방울에 놀라 그대는 비를 피하죠 외면하지 마 You cause the rain 모른 척 그댄 내 눈물을 차갑게 피하죠 Don't break my heart 들어줘 my raindrops 고장이 난 듯한 하늘 햇살은 아직 먼 것 같아 오늘이 비해 내 눈물 더해 그댈 좀 더 붙잡고 싶어 아직도 모른 척 고개를 돌리는 그대의 시선 다시 한 번 또 내리는 rain 아파도 무심코 피어난 내 맘을 자를 수가 없어 Don't break my heart 내려줘 my raindrops No Hear the rain, hear the rain oh yeah Cross the rain Hear the rain na 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 I'm the king in the jungle I'm the king in the jungle
여기 발 디딜 틈 없는 사람들 속 똑같은 모습은 싫어
I don't like it
Baby boom 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 날 따라 춤을 춰도 나보다 빛날 순 없어
멈출 수 없어 벌써 멀리 번져가는 fire 여길 채워가는 나의 숨소리 내 목소리 다 알고 있어 점점 높이 올라갔어 right 감출 수 없는 기분 I'm the queen in the jungle Call my name 느낌이 계속 너는 앵글 나의 힘이 끝난 게임 인정해 it's me 그래 이곳에 only queen in the jungle
어디서 또 보여 난 모두가 다 알잖아
이미 너무 다른 level we gonna break it
안 보다시피 좀 해 우리 존재 자체가 해
Take it easy 나랑 같이 alright 어쩔 수 없어 먼저 여길 사로잡는 play 정신 차리고 봐 내가 움직인 이 분위기 다 알고
Just try to delete these vertices here. Frick. Let's see here.
in the jungle Call my name 느낌이 계속 너는 앵글 이곳에 only queen in the jungle 오직 너 하나면 okay devils, whoever work like this 절대 믿지 않을 걸 너의 angels but 너의 거짓말은 뒤로 놓을게 나의 발이 너의 허리가
So I just made the first part of the yurt. I'm really happy.
나의 허물을 벗어 던질게 발가벗은 나를 끌어안을 때 발맞춰 따라가줄게 Step by step by step by step 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 Everything about you Everything around you Tell me should I watch you Sunflower from your expectation Earrings from random chickens Every should I
Okay.
take it slow
Perfect. I got lists here.
너의 거짓말은 뒤로 놓을게 나의 발이
Yurt.
너의 허리가 밑에 발맞춰 따라줄래
So this is kind of like this part here, the foundation part.
너를 벗어 던질게 발가벗은 나를 끌어안을 때 발맞춰 따라가줄게
I'm gonna figure out how I want to show this part.
Step by step by step Step by step by step by step Step by step
Create floor.
by step Step by step by step by step Stay in your bed with my ass naked, giving you my head. None of us wasted, ways that you play. Yeah, I'll move to my pace, but we got our own stairs to step. Stay in your bed with my ass naked, giving you my head. None of us wasted, ways that you play. Yeah, I'll move to my pace, but we got our own stairs to step. 자꾸 어린 애가 돼 내게 안겨있을 때면 왠지 모를 심술이 나 들키고 싶지 않은 말 Baby give me love 날 사랑해줘 cause I'm so insecure Just give me love 내 맘들 어른인 척해도 아주 서툴러 When it comes to love 맘이 널 더 원할수록 If you just give me some time 내 곁에 있어준다면 알게 될지도 몰라 How to love you How to love, how to love, how to love How to love, how to love, love 다시 어린 애가 돼 울고 싶어 네가 없는 날 태양 한 척 울어봐도 막연한 보라니 맘을 해지봐 Is it love, 이건 사랑일까 이라면 what is love I'm sick of love 지겹게 해봤다 했지만 아직 서툴러 When it comes to love 맘이 널 더 원할수록 If you just give me some time 내 곁에 있어준다면 알게 될지도 몰라 How to love you 어색해 사랑받는 느낌 난 전부 자연스러운데 난 겪어내 I think I'm in love 그래도 조금만 더 내 곁에 있어준다면 알지도 몰라 How to love you
I get the floor down.
다시 생각해봐 이게 우리 최선은 아닐 거잖아 왜 애써 네 맘을 숨겨자 나를 봐 이렇게 금방 낚이는 시선 좀 더 가까이 그렇게 말고 이렇게 포근하게 작은 내 심장 소리에 감동하게 함께 좀 더 있자 네가 나타나기 전까지 난 외로워 아니 심심했어 어차피 난 늦었어 분명 후회할걸 뒤돌아선 순간부터 넌 날 그리워하게 될 거야 넌 날 그리워하게 될 거야 한 번 빠지면 답이 없지 어쩔 수 없어 태생인걸 가까이 삭막한 네 하루는 마법을 걸게 나도 그 이유는 잘 모르겠는데 다 난리 나던데 너가 버린데도 괜찮아 나 좋다는 인간들이 널렸음 아쉬울 게 뭐 있어 눈 한 손에인걸 뒤돌아선 순간부터 넌 날 그리워하게 될 거야 넌 날 그리워하게 될 거야 눈 마주치면 게임 끝이지 어쩔 수 없어 태생인걸 넌날 그리워하게 될 거야 넌 날 그리워하게 될 거야 넌 날 그리워하게 될 거야
Getting better at this now.
한번 빠지면 답이 없지 어쩔 수 없어 태생인걸 다시 생각해봐 다시 생각해봐 눈을 감고 네 얼굴을 떠올리면 별들이 빈자여 난 그 사이를 눈부셔
Cause I deserve it. 혹시 잠깐 내가 미워지더라도 걱정 안 할게. Cause I know you. 내 눈을 자꾸 피해봐. 네 맘을 자꾸 숨겨봐. 나에게서 도망쳐봐. No. 감았던 눈을 떴을 때 문득 내가 떠오를 때 You are
I'm thinking of like painting a textures in Blender or something, but I'll look into it. So I'm looking at what this looks like with the camera.
심장이 몰랐다면 미안. 사과는 미리 할게 cause I'm too more. 의견은 필요 없어 훔칠 거야 네 맘. 내게 울리게 될 걸 if you say no. 난 도둑 고양이 오늘만은 널 꼭 잡으러 왔으니까 딱 기다려 너. 멀리 가지 말고 다시 내게 come Yeah 한 번 더. 멈추지는 못해 You're gonna say 그러니 한 번 더. 멈추기가 싫어.
Yeah, always I kill. Fantastic, that's me cause I slay. Top of the top, my level is A. 내 자신과의 싸움을 수차례 반복해. Let's just make a deal. 모두가 덮쳐와 날 흔들어 놔. 무너뜨리고 다시 해집어놔. It goes like bam. 당겨 방아쇠 무릎 꿇지 않아. 꺾이지 않아 난. 더 뜨겁게 타올라. 멀어져봐 세게. 묶어봐 더 세게. 너가 봐 if you can. Fantasia. 두려움을 raise it. 겨울을 blazing. 다시 기억해내. Fantasia. Let me be a fantasy. Bring it back. Bring it back. Let me be a fantasy. Bring it back. Bring it back. I'm good.
So look at the camera position to see if this is like the resolution I want.
아인 보통 나의 스타일이 니들의 모토 박차를 갈패를 매력 우린 속도를 올려 차원이 다른 레벨 Yo who gon' stop us 저리 비켜 we gon'
가진 게
first
너와 나 둘뿐이던 나 그것만이 온 세상이었던 나 It goes like bam 다시 달릴게 우릴 잊지 않아 마지막까지 나 더 뜨겁게 타올라 멀어져봐 세게
stick with this for now. I can adjust the scale later.
그래 여긴 섬 서로가 만든 작은 섬 Forever young 영원이란 말은 뭐랬어 작별은 마치 자라꽃과 같이 그리움과 같이 마주하는 아침 서로가 이 영겁을 지나 거기서 나서 다시 만나
미워하던 누구야 날 다루고자 한 뼘짜리 추억을 잊는 게 참 쉽지 않아 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰 정해진 안녕 따위는 없어 아름다워도 그 기억에서 만나 서로를 베고 누워 슬프지 않은 이야기를 나눠 우울한 결말 따위는
Now let's make some test assets to test this out.
기억에서 만나 forever young 이런 운명이라면 영영 깨지 않을게
Yeah. 정말 조신의 왕된 놈 미쳐버린 범광의 flow 개천 출신의 영대 몸 그게 내가 곧 사는 법 미의 걱정은 말라고 나도 잃을 것만 타고 쏴건 뒤뒤에가 누구 내가 챙겨다 잡숴도 말이 안 되지 yeah. 네가 계란이 yeah. 범으로 태어났지 적어도 너처럼 약하진 않지 촉박되는 강제롱 잔치 속가 존나게 어이없지 싹 다 죽여 난 예의 없이 새끼 그래 너 예외 없이 flexing 난 없지 yo 다 없지 Who's the king Who's the boss 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만상 새끼들 당장 놈의 목을 쳐 대신 타 자 울려라 대신 타 자 울려라 대신 타 자
For the first time in my 29 years, Daddy sent me a letter. Never knew how wack his handwriting was. I guess I should have known better. That's why mine is so ugly too. That's why mine is so ugly too. For the first time in my 29 years, Daddy wrote me a letter. How's your mom? How's your sis? I really miss you, but you better not come here. I'm sorry, but don't you worry, cause I'm praying for your health and future. Oh dear, sweetheart, things have gone a little south. My girl, need your help, could you bail me out? Life sucks for everybody. Life sucks for If only I could go back and tell myself, don't you trust in me, I already hurt you. When you cried on your knees, showing some regret, wish I could have known better. People don't change so easily now. People can change that easily. If only you meant all you told me that night, but guess I better blame myself. How's your night? How's your sleep? Have you ever woken up by your conscience? Well, I'm sorry, I got no worries. All I have are F and disgust. One time you said must obey or be cursed. You're right, I am cursed. It's running your blood in my veins. Life sucks for everybody. No need to hide. Life sucks for everybody. I'm just surviving every day, right at the edge of losing my mind. Life sucks for everybody. Just let me find peace of mind. I'ma pull the trigger, you know. I'ma do it for good, you know. I'ma pull the trigger for both of us. I'ma do it for all you see. I'ma pull the trigger. I'ma do it for good, you know. Pull the trigger. Do it for all. 더는 생각할 가치도 없다고, 끔찍하다고 느꼈어. 꽤 오래 걸렸어. 모든 게 이해되기까지. 그런 말이 있대. 한번 헤어졌던 연인은 결국엔 그 이후로 다시 헤어진다는 말 대수롭지 않게 여겼는데, 기억하니 우리의 첫 번째 이별. 너는 날 사랑해서 너무나 사랑해서 날 화나게 할 일들을 골라서 내가 너를 바라봐주길 원했던 것 같아. 아이처럼 나는 날 사랑해서 사랑이 두려워서 내가 그렇게 널 사랑하지 않는 걸 알면서도 곁에 두고 싶었던 것 같아. I needed your love. 충분한 사랑을 주지 못해서 미안해. 이제 그런 사랑을 해.
이유를 몰랐어. 너와 행복할 때도 널 떠올리면 느닷없이 눈물이 났어. 나도 모르게 너 마음은 알고 있었나 봐. 다가올 끝을 골물대로 골문 피어싱을 빼내는 것처럼 견딜 수 있을 줄 알았는데 훨씬 더 아프네. 무뎌지지가 않아.
너는 날 사랑해서 너무나 사랑해서 날 화나게 할 일들을 골라서 내가 너를 바라봐주길 원했던 것 같아. 아이처럼 나는 날 사랑해서 사랑이 두려워서 내가 그렇게 널 사랑하지 않는 걸 알면서도 곁에 두고 내 나약함이 용서되는 유일한 이불 속이었어. 새 신발을 샀어요. 어울리긴 해도 아직 어색해요. 길이 들어야겠죠. 걷기도 전에 뒤꿈치가 걱정돼요. 어디로 갈지 어디로 데려갈지 두려운 밤 설레임 반 이 오름 맞다면 내리막이라도 yeah. 난 궁금한 것뿐이야. 걷다가 멈추다가 뛰다가 서 있다 보면 언젠가 편해질 거야. 익숙해질 거야. 걷다가 멈추다가 뛰다가 서 있다 보면 언젠가 편해질 거야. yeah. 오랜만에 새로 산 내 신발 어딘가로 떠나왔어요. 같이 걷던 친구들은 지금 누구와 어디에 천천히 걸어야겠죠.
Alright, so I got a baseline like table set up here.
어디로 갈지 어디로 데려갈지 I wonder, I wonder.
So I guess I'm gonna how do I say it? How do I say it? I'm gonna start talking a little bit about procedural 3D stuff, and I think why I feel like it's becoming more relevant, right?
붉은 사이로 새는 볕을 따라 이리저리 뛰었네. 정신없이 살아 나의 그림자조차 지치게. 오늘 하루 얼마나 이랜 나를 계산하러 또 중요한 걸 놓쳐. 우린 얼만큼을 쉬었나. 삶은 호의적이지 않았음을 증명했어 나의 운동화가. 떫고 닳아 꺾어 신던 신발은 왜 버리지 못할까. 위로 이 도시에서 위로란다는 오직 걸음 앞에 수식어. 내게 필요한 건 위로. 대부분 슬픔엔 아무 가치도 없는 듯 행복에만 전부 베팅을 하네. yeah. 나 역시 사람인가 봐. 잠들기 전에 눈뜬 채 속된 의도로 기도하네. 내일은 좀 화창했으면 해. 빛이 좀 들게 새 신발이 간 곳에.
Because I think a lot of game mechanics can't be captured in here. Okay, one sec. So I think a lot of game mechanics can't be captured through purely just 3D objects. I think this is sort of why I'm, how do I say it? I think 3D procedural modeling, real-time graphics really help improve the fidelity of a lot of games. So I think one thing that I'm trying to do more or less, and let me zoom into where I'm at, is really looking at procedural graphics as a way to help mimic real-time graphics. So the example here is like, hey, I am cutting a piece of meat here. I'm eating this skewer. I'm cooking this meat into a hot pot. Little stuff like that helps add to sort of the flavor of the game, and there are ways to do this low poly. But I think the back to the thesis is that I feel like it's something that I want to get good at. I think because I think that like a lot of games, a lot of interaction design heuristics are going to be built around that. And to be able to prototype that well means to be able to have the tools to be able to do it. I think my dilemma has been, how do I do this in a way that I don't like, I can maintain my area of expertise while not getting too deep in the woods. I think career-wise, I've been thinking about this because it's very, very demanding to be able to write a script that does all those things at once. So, what I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna look up some stuff on procedural modeling and procedural texturing. I want to get a sense of how I want to integrate this into the game, and let me get back to you in about an hour, because I feel like this is something that I think this has been my dilemma, is how do I make sure that I focus on real-time graphics while maintaining my ability to execute good quality gameplay, because this is something that I'm going to think about. So yeah, let me get back to you. Let me do some research on the workflow, and I'm gonna make a video on this soon. Thank you so much.